Hello and a very warm welcome to this guide brought to you by the team at My Tax Accountant. Now, let me ask you something. Have you recently got married, divorced, or maybe just decided on a fresh start with a new name? Well, there's one tiny update that, if you forget it, could cause some major headaches. We're talking blocked tax refunds, delayed mortgages, or even issues with your benefits. Yep, it's telling HMRC. So, let's make sure you get this simple but absolutely vital task done right. It's an exciting time for sure, but with all the personal changes going on, there's this one official task you just can't afford to miss. Forgetting to tell HMRC about your new name isn't just a tiny oversight. It's one of those small details that can have surprisingly big consequences for your finances. Honestly, think of this as protecting your financial identity.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down for you. First, we'll get into why this is so important. Then, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps to get it sorted. We'll look at different life events, how to sidestep those common pitfalls, what to do after you've updated your name, and finally, when it might just be a smart move to call in the pros.
Okay, so first things first. Why is this such a big deal, really? I know, it's easy to think of it as just another piece of admin to add to the pile, but having outdated records with HMRC can lead to some proper financial headaches. This is about way more than just paperwork. It's about making sure your financial life runs as smoothly as possible.
Just look at how this one small thing can trigger a whole domino effect. A simple name mismatch can literally hold up a tax refund you're counting on. Or imagine it throwing a spanner in the works for a mortgage application because the lender can't verify your employment records. It can even mess with benefits payments. And really, at the end of the day, keeping your details up to date isn't just good practice, it's a legal requirement.
Right, now that we're clear on the why, let's get stuck into the how. And the good news is, you've got options. HMRC gives you 4 main ways to update your name, so you can just pick the one that's easiest for you. Let's walk through them together.
Here they are, your 4 options. The fastest, without a doubt, is doing it online through your personal tax account or the HMRC app. Seriously, if you have your documents handy, you can be done in minutes. If you'd rather chat to a person, the phone is a great choice for direct help. And if your case is a bit complex or you don't have internet, you can still go old school and do it by post. Just be ready for it to take a bit longer.
And here's a little pro tip for you. Before you spend ages waiting on hold, give the online web chat a go. A massive 75% of people who use the digital assistant find the answer they need without ever having to pick up the phone. That's 3 out of 4 people. It's a fantastic first stop for any quick questions. Now, if you do decide to call, this is a slide you might want to screenshot. Here are the key numbers. A brilliant little tip for the general income tax line is to try and call before 10 a.m. on a weekday. It can really cut down your waiting time. For the others, the quietest times can vary, so it's always a good idea to check the gov.uk website for the latest updates before you dial. And one more quick tip to make that call go as smoothly as possible. Be prepared. Have your national insurance number ready to go. If your query is about self-assessment, you'll also need your 10-digit unique taxpayer reference or UTR. Trust me, having these to hand means the advisor can find your details right away, saving you a whole lot of time and hassle. Okay, let's look at the specifics for different life events. Because depending on why you're changing your name, the documents you'll need are going to be different. Let's make sure you've got the right paperwork lined up.
You know, it's actually pretty simple. HMRC just needs legal proof. So for a marriage or civil partnership, that's your certificate. For a divorce, it's your decree absolute. Changed your name for any other reason, you'll need what's called a deed poll. The key takeaway here is to have a clear digital copy of the right document ready to upload before you even start the online process.
And here is a perfect real-world example of how painless this can be. Chloe, a freelance web developer based in London, got her name updated online in about 15 minutes flat. All she needed was a digital copy of her marriage certificate. So you see, for most people, this really isn't a difficult or time-consuming task, as long as you're prepared.
Now, this next point is absolutely crucial for any business owners or self-employed people watching. Stay with me here. Updating your personal tax account is only step 1. You also have to update your business tax account, your VAT registration, and if you have staff, your PAY records. Forgetting this can cause some serious compliance headaches. That's not all. Here's where most people go wrong.
All right, let's talk about some of the common snags people hit. Because by knowing what to look out for, you can dodge a whole lot of frustration. Let's kick off with a really common one that trips people up when they're trying to do it all online.
So one of the biggest headaches is a failed document upload. You've got everything ready, you click upload, and
Computer says no. The fix is usually dead simple. Check that the file is a PDF or a JPG, and then check the file size. If it's too big, it just won't work. A great little tip is to use the scanning app on your phone. They often create smaller web-friendly files automatically.
Now this is a really important one. You get the confirmation, you check your personal tax account, and it looks like everything's sorted. But then a few weeks later, a self-assessment letter arrives with your old name on it. So what's going on there? And more importantly, how do you fix it?
Well, the reason this happens is that HMRC's different computer systems don't always sync up instantly. It means you have to be a little proactive. Use this slide as a checklist. Log into your personal tax account, check your self-assessment records, and take a look at your latest payslip. If you spot your old name lingering anywhere, you'll need to give HMRC a call and ask them to manually update all their records to match.
We're nearly there, I promise. So what happens after you've sent off your update? Well, your job isn't quite done yet. Let's run through a final checklist to make sure everything is completely sorted and you can finally tick this job off your list for good.
Here are your final steps. First, wait for that official confirmation from HMRC. Don't just assume it's all done until you hear from them. Second, go back and double-check all your accounts, just like we discussed. Third, keep an eye on future documents like your P60. And finally, and this is a big one, remember that HMRC is just the first piece of the puzzle.
As you can see, there's a whole network of organizations that need your new details. You need to tell your employer, your bank, and your pension provider. The DVLA needs to know for your driving license and car registration. Then there's your local council for council tax. And don't forget the student loans company. It's definitely a list worth making and then working your way through.
And finally, let's touch on getting professional help. While this process is often pretty straightforward, your wider tax situation might not be, especially if you're running a business. And sometimes, bringing in an expert is the smartest, most stress-free move you can make.
Look, if looking at all this feels a little overwhelming, please don't worry. You absolutely do not have to figure out all the complexities of the tax system all by yourself. There is help available.
For friendly, professional advice on this process or any other tax matter, the team at My Tax Accountant are ready and waiting to help. You can reach them by phone on 0208-570-8531 or just pop an email over to info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. And for more helpful guides just like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button on their YouTube channel.
So, we'll leave you with this final question to think about. Now that your name is sorted, how about the rest of your tax situation? Is it as organized and efficient as it possibly could be? It's a really important question to consider. Thanks so much for watching this guide, brought to you by My Tax Accountant.